Hello, everyone. My name is Colton Cockrell. I'm a certified financial fiduciary and independent financial advisor with Sherman McKinley Group. Today is day 3 of the CARES Act, and today we'll be discussing employer-sponsored plan distributions and loans. So let's talk about it. So when I say employer-sponsored plan, I'm talking about your 401k, your 403b, those type of accounts. Well, under the CARES Act, taking a distribution is just like taking a distribution from an IRA. And we talked about that yesterday, but just to refresh, you can take up to $100,000 from your plan. If you're under 59.5, that 10% early distribution penalty, that is going to be waived. Also, in a qualified plan, usually if you take an early distribution, you have to withhold a mandatory 20% for taxes. Now that 20% withholding is also going to be waived. Again, if you qualify for this coronavirus-related distribution, and to qualify, you, your spouse, or your child must have been diagnosed with COVID-19. You must have sustained a financial loss due to being quarantined, or a financial loss due to you having to close your business or reduce your hours. It can apply to you if you're unable to work due to lack of childcare, or if you're furloughed or laid off. So if any of these apply, then you can qualify for one of these distributions, okay? Now I want to talk about that $100,000 distribution. This is not a $100,000 per plan. This is a combined total $100,000. So if you have an IRA and a 401k, you can't take out $200,000. You can take out a total of $100,000, so keep that in mind. Just like the IRAs, these distributions from your qualified plans, they can be repaid within 3 years, or the tax liability can be spread over a 3-year period. So make sure you're talking to your plan sponsor, make sure you're talking and consulting with your tax advisor as well before you make a distribution. Now let's talk about loans from your qualified plans. So before the CARES Act, you could take up to $50,000 or 50% of your plan, whichever was less, and you had a 5-year window to repay that loan, okay? Under the CARES Act now, under the CARES Act, you're able to take up to $100,000 or 100% of the value of your plan, whichever is less. Now, you have a window to do this between March 27th and September 24th. So you have about a 6-month window to make a loan out of your 401k to get that $100,000 or 100%. All right. Now, also, if you make a loan between that 6-month period, any payments between March 27th and December 31st, they can be suspended up to 1 year. Now, keep in mind, just because the payments are suspended doesn't mean that interest will be suspended. So you will be accruing interest during that time period. So make sure, again, you're talking to your plan sponsor about that if you're looking at taking a loan. Now, also keep in mind, if you take a loan, if you lose your job or you move jobs, well, typically you're going to have to repay the full balance within a 60-day period. So just make sure you keep that in mind as well. All right. And then finally, when it comes to taking a loan from these qualified plans, just keep in mind that every plan does not have to adopt the CARES Act provisions. So that's something, again, you want to talk to your plan sponsor about. And if you even think about taking a loan or, again, a distribution, talk to and consult with your tax advisor. Okay. So, hey, thank y'all for listening. Share the video. Let's have a conversation about distributions and loans from these qualified plans. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.